Today we'll be talking about our seedling investigation. We've had our wheat seeds and our sunflower seeds and we soaked them in water. After that, we took some empty eggshells and we put in soil and seeds. And you can see how the seeds, because they've been soaking in water overnight, were starting to sprout. You can see their tiny little root and shoot starting. We added some more soil on top of the seeds. And then we watered them and we labeled them so we would know which was which. So we had our sunflowers and our wheat seeds in our eggshells. We watered them and we waited to see what would happen. We didn't see anything on day 1 or 2. But on day 3, we could just see a little bump starting in the sunflower container. And look at those wheat seeds. So on day 3, those wheat seed roots were getting a lot longer and getting little hairs on them. By day 4, we were starting to see those shoots coming up in the wheat container, and the sunflower bump was getting a little taller. Now, by day 5, the sunflower had unfolded up into the air, and look at those baby wheat plants. So we measured the sunflower, and it was about 2 centimeters, and each centimeter has 10 millimeters, so it was about 20 millimeters tall. Here you can see that the tip of those little wheat plants is about halfway between the 3 and the 4. So they are about 35 millimeters tall. So here we are on day 6. Things are growing really fast. The sunflower is about 70 millimeters tall. And the wheat, some of those wheat seeds are up above 70. So here we are on day 7. So this is 1 week after we started soaking our seeds, and you can see that they have grown a lot. So we have a lot of seeds growing here in this picture, and these seedlings are not all the same height. You can see there's a lot of variety among the sunflower plants, and there's even variety among the wheat plants. So although we're seeing a lot of variety, we can also see a pattern, and the pattern I see is that the shortest of the plants are all sunflowers and the tallest of the plants are all wheat plants. So we can pretty safely say here that after 1 week, sunflower plants tend to be a little shorter than wheat plants. So our tallest sunflower plant is about 11 centimeters or 110 millimeters, and our tallest wheat plant is around 13 centimeters or 130 millimeters. Now, there are other observations we can make, more than just how they're different in height. We might notice that both types of plants are green. But what do we notice that's different? Maybe you noticed that each wheat seedling has one long, skinny leaf that looks like a blade of grass. And each sunflower seed has 2 little leaves that have sprouted out of it. The way that a seedling looks when it first emerges tells you which group of plants that seed belonged to. The type that grows into a single leaf is called a monocot. Mono means 1. And the types that have 2 little leaves coming out are called dicots, di meaning 2. So cot is short for cotyledon or seed leaf, and that's what you're seeing here. You're seeing that those wheat plants have a single seed leaf that is that one blade-like piece that comes out, and the dicots, the sunflowers, have 2 little leaves that come out. Almost all types of plants fall into these 2 groups, either monocot or dicot, and we'll study more about those later. We'll also keep growing our seedlings and see how they look after 2 weeks. So by day 10, our sunflowers were even taller, as were the wheat seedlings. And by day 14, those sunflower seedlings, instead of just having 2 leaves like they did after 1 week, they were now pretty clearly having 4 leaves. And at the end of 2 weeks, our sunflower seedlings were up around 130 millimeters, and our tallest wheat seedlings were up to 200 millimeters or 20 centimeters. Pretty impressive. So here's the journal where we recorded the height of both our sunflower seedlings and our wheat seedlings for 2 weeks. And you can see that at the end of 7 days or 1 week, the wheat seedlings were taller than the sunflowers. And at the end of 2 weeks or 14 days, the wheat seedlings were still taller than the sunflowers. We also made drawings of how our sunflowers and wheat seedlings looked after 1 week. Our sunflowers had 2 leaves, and our wheat plants each had 1 leaf. And by the end of 2 weeks, our sunflower plants now had 4 leaves, and our wheat seedlings were still just coming up straight with those single leaves.